Ever wonder why hearing tests are done in a soundproof room? So I'm just stepping in here, and whenever you step in one of these places, it sounds really dead. It's super unreal. Some people wonder, why are hearing tests done in a quiet, soundproof room when half of my troubles are a noisy restaurant? That's where I can't hear. I hear perfectly well in a quiet room. That's a fantastic question. There's two answers to that. The first answer is we need to be able to have a consistent environment to be able to measure and compare hearing. And so when we do a hearing test, we're looking for what's called a threshold. A threshold is simply the quietest sound that you can hear at a number of different pitches. And so we have to have it really quiet so that we can get an accurate measurement of the quietest sound that you can hear. And that gives us a baseline for figuring out what your range of hearing is. And even though it's done in a quiet environment, then we can make some assumptions about how well you do in the real world based off those thresholds. However, what sometimes doesn't always get done, and we usually try and make sure we do, especially if you talk about being a problem, is we do something else called a speech in noise test beyond just the threshold testing. So the speech and noise test is where we put some background noise into your ears in the headphones, and then we play some speech and ask you to repeat it and reduce the volume of the speech closer and closer to the volume of the noise. And we learn some interesting insights from that as to how you may function in the real world, so that we can use to give guidance as to the type of products to recommend to you, types of tips and strategies. So yes, there is a reason for testing in quiet, but speech and noise testing, or sort of real world testing, is also very important. Hope that helps.